This is Tom Blair with Inside Colorado Wrestling doing another interview with head coach Rodney Padilla from Hinkley. This is an episode of Boundary to Boundary, Colorado High School Wrestling. How's it going, Coach?
Doing well.
Here at the Fairview Tournament, 2018 tournament. How's it going so far?
Good. Everybody we brought has a win and still battling to stay in the hunt for a place.
That's super. I'm doing these interviews to let the wrestling community know about the coaches throughout the state. Give us a little of your wrestling background and your coaching background.
Well, I graduated from Adams City High School back in 1977, went off to CSU, coached in California at Lompoc High School for about 9 years. Then came back to Colorado, coached at Westminster High School for 5, then became a dean and went to Oberlin High School where I became a head coach there, and then went to Chaparral High School for 15 years. Had an opportunity to become an athletic director, so that was a bittersweet decision, but I made a move to Hinkley High School where I became the athletic director, and now I'm also the head wrestling coach.
I know a lot of school districts don't let the ADs be a coach or a head coach for a program. It's great that Hinkley can see the way to let you do what you have passion for, which is coaching.
Absolutely.
So how did your team do last year, season-wise, and also at the state tournament?
Last year we had a pretty successful season with some individual kids. More of an individual success as opposed to team, but we're working on our numbers to build that team success. We had a state placer in Emery Bemis who placed 6th. He was a regional placer, and then we had 2 other regional placers, which was Darian Demas Saturno and Martin Renteria were both regional placers last year. So individually we had a good year.
Okay. What do your numbers look like for this year's wrestling season, and what do you have for returning kids?
Well, I have 6 upperclassmen. Renteria is back. Unfortunately, Emery Bemis moved to Wyoming, so he's not with us for his senior year. We have
where in Wyoming did he move?
Moved to Lusk, Wyoming, where his father has roots, so they went back for his senior year. And then this year, Martin Renteria is back because he's a junior. And then Darian Demas Saturno is a senior, and he wrestled 195 last year. However, this year he's at 182s. Our numbers are about 23, and we have been working really hard to create a bridge crossover with East Middle School, which is a feeder for Hinkley. They traditionally have a lot of middle school wrestlers out. So this year we have about 14 of those freshmen and sophomores, and so that's what we're working really hard to develop this time. And so at this time today, we only have we brought 4 wrestlers to compete at the varsity level.
It's good to be working with the feeder programs to your high school, whether it's a youth program or the middle school. So you have one of the middle school coaches on your team, or do they help out during the season at all?
No, he's Coach James has been coaching for a long time at East, and I've created a bridge with him, and we communicate, and he gets me the names of the kids that are coming over, and I've gone over and done a clinic for the kids, and we had them run through our tunnel, and just trying to create that bridge. I also supplied them with t-shirts for a couple of seasons. This year they actually supplied me with an East Middle School t-shirt as opposed to me providing it for their team. They did their own this year, which was a really cool thing.
It's great that you get the community spirit going between the high school and the middle school. What are your season goals for this year?
Season goals are to maintain the number that we have out. And in order to do that, we've created some differences in protocol from the past. We've streamlined our practices to be more compatible for kids who actually have to go to work in our community, since we are an urban school and a lot of our kids do work. So we go 90 minutes now. We start at 4 o'clock and we're done at 5:30, and we have streamlined and made sure we get everything in with no downtime and no wasted time. And 5:30 hits and we're done. Some kids can stay after if they wish, but it's not a mandatory thing. The kids that need to go to work, go to work. And then I usually talk for 5 or 10 and then they're out of there. So we are making the best use of our time for our student athletes.
I know it's hard sometimes when you have kids on your team that get pulled different ways with either doing a band or chorus, and also have to work because they're helping their family.
It's a reality at our school where kids are being pulled a lot of different ways, and it's a reality for our community that a lot of our kids have to work financially to help support that family. So I've decided that that's the direction that I want to go. So I definitely have an advantage of being a coach for many, many, many years, that I can pick and choose the things that I think and know are successful, and those are the things that we're putting in our practices. So we're not wasting any precious time.
What does your coaching staff look like for this year?
Coaching staff, I have Felix Baca, and Felix and I have been coaching together for over 20 years. So we help each other and give each other advice and streamline our practices and write our practices together. I have my son Roman, who's a volunteer. And then we have Carlos and Rafael, who are alumni of Hinkley, and they're young and excited and have lots of things to say to the kids. And then they get to get in there and work out with the kids and kind of support and what we've taught.
You still getting down on the mat and rolling with the heavier kids?
On occasion, but not as often as I used to.
You're letting the young bucks and young coaches do it now, huh?
Absolutely. The knees are a little bit sore, and but my job is to make sure I facilitate a productive and high-level practice. So that's I take that pretty serious.
Okay. You talked about your season goals. You talked about your coaches. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I just want to expose our community to the sport of wrestling. The other big thing that's just occurred, by the way, just popped into my head, is that we now have a youth program in the building. It's 70 strong, and working with Rudy Cortez on that. And so he's come into our room, and they're in our room 4 nights a week. So that's another plus.
Is that the generals?
Pardon me?
Is that the generals?
No, those it's elite.
Elite? Okay. All right. I know so many different clubs around that, and clubs change names from day 1 to day 2, it seems like.
Oh, let me make a correction. It's not. It's Team Extreme.
Team Extreme.
Team Extreme.
Okay.
Headed up by Rudy Cortez.
Okay. Rudy used to run the generals, so that's why I was asking about that.
Rudy used to be with me at Chaparral for many, many years until he moved to Aurora, and then his kids came to school in Aurora. But now we're partnering again and trying to build a community spirit to increase the success of our programs in Aurora.
Now, last year you did something fun with a dual meet that you hosted in the mall. You're going to do something fun this year?
Absolutely. We're Town Center Takedown. Takedown at Town Center is January 28th at the mall, inside the mall, outside of Macy's. And this year we're having a dual meet with Denver West. So Rocco DiPaolo and I will get together and pair up our kids and have a big successful meet at the Aurora Mall on January 28th at 6 p.m.
Okay, I know I wanted to advertise that for you, get it out there, because it's fun to see coaches do different things to get the wrestling out to the people around in the community, and let the community know that you have a good, strong wrestling program.
Yeah, we had a great experience last year. Channel 9 came out and highlighted that dual meet, and we had people standing on the balcony probably who had never seen wrestling before. I can remember one awesome quote where a young man who was from Grandview was there to watch and said, "What an awesome thing, Cinnabon and wrestling," because the smell of cinnamon and wrestling was definitely in the air at the mall that night.
Okay. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you doing this interview. Coach Padilla, and good luck in the season. This is Tom Blair with Inside Colorado Wrestling.
Thank you. Have a great year.